And we're back. Let's start the next case. This will be number 32. Things fall apart.
Located on campus at UH Manoa. Now, coming from us, we're going to head out there live, and we're going to check in with Eric Lau again joining us. He was with us last night. Your honest Eric Lau taking the time to come back and talk with us today. I know you guys are super busy, so thank you for taking time out to talk with us.
Matthew, when we went under the dome to solve Fred Drucker's murder, I thought we'd finally be able to snoop around, but we've been thwarted at every turn. Sure, we found out that the radiation emitted by the meteorite seems to have some healing properties, but we still have no idea of what Dreamlight intends to do with it. It doesn't help that Rosetta kicked us back out the second our investigation was over. I can't believe we can't just get a warrant and search that dome from top to bottom. It's not that easy, Jones. I'm afraid we need to keep trying to obtain information covertly for now. Well, good thing we got one of our own under the dome still. Rupert seems to have successfully fooled everyone into thinking he's Dr. Pickering, a meteorite expert. Talking about Rupert, Matthew, wasn't he supposed to call us for an update on his findings? Ah, that must be him. Rupert, what have you got for us? Good news. First, Rosetta's gone for the day, which honestly makes snooping around much easier. But also, I found out something. I think I'll... Oh no, someone's here. What in the... Rupert! Rupert? Rupert! Matthew, we've lost the connection. Matthew, I'm really worried. Rupert's not calling us back. Matthew, I've got bad news. I can't reach Rupert's device. It's like it's shut down. That's it. I don't care about Rupert's cover. We need to go back into the dome. It's not that easy. They have no reason to let us under the dome this time. Matthew, go to the forest and see if you can find a way in. But be careful. Rupert's our only ally in there.
A really weekend storm potentially.
Please don't tell me that's Rupert in there.
We need to be considerate of the potential, prolonged duration and
I guess we're gonna find out.
That could potentially be over us over the next 24 to 48 hours. So definitely a lot of rain and a lot of flooding potential for low-lying areas.
That's meteorologist Eric Lau. Thanks, Eric, for taking the time out to talk to us. And again, as you mentioned,
oh no, I think that might be him.
In effect for the Big Island right now. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest threats. As he mentioned, still potential for this hurricane force winds to impact us if it takes the right
They
side
might have figured it out.
Center, which is what we're hoping, or maybe to the left. Those winds
maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. New update coming up in less than 21 minutes.
Think left turn. That's it.
Flashlight. Oh, that's a clue. One. Hey, that's the motorcycle. I like that one. Here we go.
Clinic will be open tomorrow, but will be closed on Friday. Mauna Loa Medical Center, will remain open.
Rupert! Oh my God, Matthew, Rupert's been hurt! Rupert, can you hear us? Can you breathe? Oh no, it is him. Matthew, he's dead. Rupert's dead. How could this have happened? We just talked to him. You're right. His fake beard was torn off. Did someone figure out who he really was? Is that why he's out of the dome? Because he tried to run away? His watch is also gone. What if someone caught him talking to us, Matthew? What if... No, you're right. Blaming ourselves won't get us anywhere. We need to figure out who else was here. And that flashlight might help, if you can decipher the name on it. Someone killed Rupert, Matthew, and I'll find out who they are if it's the last thing I do. I never would have seen this coming.
And the one in Hilo is opening and closing depending on mall hours at Principal Hill Plaza. The president, Paul Yokota, says the safety of their employees.
You know what? I already got the star, so I'm going to go ahead and get
They're reopened.
this out of the way already.
Condition.
Sports Countdown, Randy Higa. The kids on for doing that. I love the big today. Coming up after the break, highlights on offense, highlights on defense. So young
B. Bellamy.
punch their ticket to
Bar Bellamy's flashlight.
Looks like you can watch that game live. But first, a message from our team on the village store right now.
The name of that flashlight is B. Bellamy. She's the head of Rosetta's security. We met her while investigating Fred Drucker's murder. What was she doing outside of the dome? I thought only Marconi's men patrolled there. If her flashlight was right next to Rupert's body, then she might have seen him. We need to talk to her. You're right. Since the killer obviously found Rupert out, we had better pretend we have no idea Pickering was a disguise. Then we can see if anyone slips up. That means we need to act as if this is just a regular murder investigation. No one can know Pickering was actually our colleague. This is going to be hard, but I can do it, Matthew. Let's go interrogate Bellamy. We're doing this for Rupert. So I'm going to get stars. Don't go anywhere, folks. Okay, now I got all 14 stars, the rest of the 14 stars. So, let's talk to Bar Bellamy. Miss Bellamy, we just found your flashlight on the scene of yet another murder. Do you often go outside the dome? Another body? Ever since you came here, we've had nothing but trouble. Don't avoid the question. Don't avoid the question. Dr. Pickering was murdered, and your flashlight was right next to his body. One of the scientists is dead? It's lucky Rosetta's away. She'd be furious. The security breach alarm went off, so I came out to make sure things were safe, but I didn't see anything. You didn't see the body? It was right there! I've told you what I know. Now, are you done? No, we're not. We need to have a look at Dr. Pickering's office without your supervision. Fine, follow me. Boy, will they be in for a surprise when they find out Rupert is working for the Grimsboro PD.
So let me put this on the record. You're telling me that Mr. Lermontov was murdered at 4:30 in the morning by a third party, and you didn't know that either of them were here. Then who the fuck how they got in?
User 404.
Please.
Hey, that's the comic book from before.
What? The time is running? Dude, the time has been perfect.
You did say over too, but it had to be better.
Jessica, you should have told me. Oh, really? What's your name?
Introduce me just to let him talk.
Look, now I don't want a whole bowl of news. You know, I was going to get a straight answer from either one of you two. I'd ask you some questions about your relationship to each other like, and where were you at 4:30 this morning, what your connection to the victim was, but my better judgment tells me my father. You know, he was kind of
So this is where Rupert worked. Those equations look so complicated. I can't believe you managed to understand any of it. This is all such a waste, Matthew. Rupert was a brilliant mind, and now he... I'm sorry, I know. I need to focus. I see you found a clue. Isn't User 404 a popular book about some bionic hacker? Doesn't seem like Rupert's usual reading material, or even Pickering. Let's have a look inside. There's a dedication. You might find this entertaining. Who recommended this? We must dust it for fingerprints. This mess of a desk makes no sense either. Rupert was the tidiest person I knew. There must be something in that clutter. Let's dig in.
Well, one, at least I know what my perp looks like. 2, you are at least an accomplice. 3, now tell me who he is. Fast. Dish is still wet from your dishwasher? Finish Jet Dry dries them better. And when the grill goes out from the Bosch dishwasher, your dishes emerge so clean and dry, you'll need a new use.
I'll take care of everything right now.
The perfect way to clean, dry your dishes.
Do you suffer aches and pains from poor circulation? Or tired, aching legs stopping you from enjoying life? You don't have to suffer any longer. Relieve your aches and pains with Revitavedic Circulation Booster, a new drug-free home treatment cleared by the FDA that significantly improves circulation in your legs and feet. Just one relaxing session a day, and you'll feel back in control. Medical conditions, age, or inactivity can cause poor circulation. The result, aches and pains that ruin your everyday life. Only Revitavedic's patented wide pulse waveforms stimulate the nerve endings in your feet to get your lower leg muscles pumping and actively improve your circulation, relieve your aches and pains, and strengthen your leg muscles.
I've tried everything to get rid of my pains, and nothing has worked like Revitavedic. And even better,
My granddaughter has me dance with her. Well, I can't turn down my granddaughter, right? So I danced too long a dance. I would never have been able to do that without her.
There we go. I know, this is really tough.
Award-winning design that
You got the fingerprints now. Hopefully they'll give us a suspect.
and increase the intensity using the remote control. In minutes, you'll be enjoying relief as Revitav's clinically proven impulses take your aches and pains away. Discovered by 94 out of 100 people who tried Revitiv because it works. Try risk-free with our 60-day money-back guarantee. If Revitavedic doesn't relieve your aches and pains, return it and we'll refund the purchase price, the shipping, and even pay the return check. That's how confident we are in the power of Revitiv. Call 1-800-471-3914. Go to tryrevitiv.com right now. That's 1-800-471-3914.
You don't have to live with pigs.
Got it. Dr. Catherine Kelly.
You see my wallet?
The fingerprints on that book are Dr. Kelly's. She's the dome psychiatrist we talked to the other day.
Because if you don't have dental,
Rosetta hired her to look after her employees when that scientist went cuckoo. If she recommended a book to Pickering, that means they must
and
have
things like
talked.
root canals can cause hundreds
Let's go talk to Catherine, Matthew. And remember, for all she knows, we're investigating Mortimer Pickering's death.
Mutual Insurance Company. Call us for a free information kit. We help cover over 350 procedures. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. Your acceptance is guaranteed.
Senior Trooper Matthew, you're back. I hope it's not for a session. I only cater to dome employees. We are here about an employee, actually. We're investigating Dr. Pickering's murder and found the book you gave him. Dr. Pickering has been murdered? I'd recommended that book to him, hoping he'd open up to me. All employees have mandatory therapy sessions. Alas, he kept his distance. Maybe if he'd come to me, this wouldn't have happened. I see. Well, thank you for your time, Doctor. Please let us know if you remember anything else.
facial wipes may be convenient for removing makeup, but they don't always leave your skin completely clean. Try Olay Daily Facials. Simply add water to activate the dry cloth and release a unique 5-in-1 cleansing
Pile of
formula,
papers
which
now.
works deeply to exfoliate, tone, and soften the skin's surface while restoring hydration. Plus, each wipe provides a more complete clean than the #1 makeup removal wipe, without leaving behind residue. For a more complete clean, try
Teacups.
Olay Daily Facials. Red Hat helping you wipe it.
Matthew, you found teacups under that mess. Of course Rupert would be unable to stop drinking tea.
911.
I remember. He tried making a switch from coffee to tea when he first arrived, and he never approved of donuts. But wait, you're right. Rupert wouldn't have dirtied both cups at once. Someone must have visited him. Let's get these to Amir. Oh God, I hadn't even thought about Amir. Rupert was his mentor. He must be devastated. Well, we can't avoid it. We've got to send the cups to the lab.
10 seconds, starting with his name. You, Congressman.
Oh, 9 hours. Okay, so that will do. I'll see you guys when both of these are finished. Okay, we have returned. I'm gonna get the results of the teacups first. Hey Amir, how are you holding up? Not well. Rupert's dead, I'm alone, and those stupid results don't make sense. I must have contaminated the sample from those teacups. I'm such an idiot. Wait Amir, breathe. What are you talking about? The DNA tests on those teacups you sent me, they can't be right. I refuse to believe they're right.
Talk to the doctor and say yes to Linzess.
Amir, why don't you tell us the results, just so we can understand? It was Jasper's DNA. He was under the dome with Rupert. What? Jasper went under the dome? Did you know about it? No, it makes no sense. Why would he do such a thing and not tell me? The test must be wrong. Amir, I'm sure there's an explanation. Sit down for a bit. Matthew and I will talk to Jasper. Boy, what a sad case. Oh, Matthew, I can't believe what's happened. Rupert's dead and now Amir isn't answering my calls. Well, maybe Amir isn't answering because you didn't tell him you'd gone into the dome. Oh, that. I only snuck in for a couple hours. Rupert asked to see me. I know it was dangerous, which is why I didn't say anything to Amir, but I swear Rupert was okay when I left. Well, he wasn't when we found him, Jasper, and to be honest, your story doesn't make much sense. If I'm somehow responsible for this, I'll never forgive myself. Please, Matthew, just make sure Amir's okay. Now the autopsy. Oh, Matthew, I know I don't always take death seriously, but doing Rupert's autopsy was one of the hardest things I've ever done. To think, a few weeks ago I was the one in danger when I got bit by the demon fish, and Rupert saved me. How can the universe be so cruel? I don't know about the universe being cruel, but I know people can be, and Matthew will find whoever did this. And I'll do my best to help. While doing the autopsy, I found traces of sulfur, hemlock, and methane on Rupert's skin and in his lungs. Methane? Isn't that a gas? But I've never heard of a gas that has hemlock in it. It affected Rupert's nerves, gradually ceasing all transmissions, which means his death wasn't immediate. So Rupert didn't die straight away? That explains why we found him outside the dome. Rupert was trying to escape when the poison finally killed him. There's more. Rupert tried to fight his killer, but they knew exactly where to punch Rupert so that he'd submit. Your killer knows how to fight. The killer knows how to use their fists. Well, they didn't expect Matthew to be so good at rolling with the punches. They will know what hit them when we catch them. Matthew, I think Rupert's death hasn't quite sunk in yet. It's hard to believe he's really dead. We knew infiltrating the dome was dangerous, but we never actually thought something would go wrong. Rupert had prepared so thoroughly. But it seems like someone found him out. Why else would his fake beard and communication device be missing? Our biggest suspect right now is Bellamy. We know she was at the crime scene. But finding out that Jasper supposedly snuck into the dome without telling anyone, that's not good either. I just want to sit down and cry on a donut, but we can't even do that. We need to find Rupert's killer. Matthew, I'm sorry to come in like this. I was just outside the dome. I wanted to see where Rupert, you know. When I saw Marconi exit the dome. Oh my goodness. We'll unfurl this plot twist in Chapter 2. Don't go in. Oh, hello. We have come back, and let's start Chapter 2 of Things Fall Apart. Matthew, I'm sorry to come in like this. I was just outside the dome. I wanted to see where Rupert, you know. When I saw Marconi exiting the dome. What the? Since when does Marconi have authorization to go in the dome? He said he and his men weren't allowed inside. I just knew he couldn't be trusted. All this time, he pretended he was on our side, tipping us off about Pickering, and now it turns out he's been in Dreamlife's pocket all along. Well, we already knew Marconi was working for them. That doesn't mean... I'm telling you, he's rotten. Matthew, let's go talk to Marconi, and that weasel better not lie to us this time.
We also have a couple of changes to the watches and warnings, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Winds are down.
Wait, hold on, folks. Well, it turns out that happened, and I had to reload the page.
Plenty of showers moving in, not as heavy here yet.
But you guys already saw it. So let's see what Marconi's got to say. Senior Trooper Matthew, what's going on? The atmosphere in here is pretty icy. What's going on is that you lied to us, Marconi. We saw you come out of the dome. You said you didn't have access to it. And I didn't. I pestered Rosetta for months to let me see what my company is guarding, but she always refused. Today was the first time I even set foot in that thing. One of Rosetta's assistants gave me a tour. Then I was set on my way. Funny that today's also the day Dr. Pickering's been murdered, but I'm sure you had nothing to do with it, right? Pickering? You mean the scientist they flew in from England? The one I tipped you off about? Yeah, wait, you're not thinking I killed him, right? Whatever your deal was with Pickering, I stayed out of it. So you say. We'll find out the truth soon enough, and when we do, it's over for you. Matthew, I can't believe I've started trusting Marconi. If he had anything to do with Rupert's death, I swear I won't be responsible for what I do to him. We should get back on the case. Rupert must have had living quarters somewhere in the dome. It's high time we check them out.
Closer to the state.
Here, what can we expect as far as what is the weather? The most extreme, and how can we prepare for that?
It's going to continue to deteriorate. We'll get stronger winds as the center of wind approaches. Stronger trade winds will be blowing across the island, as well as an increase in that moisture. The heavy rain that we've seen in Big Island and Maui, Maui County, across the water. So periods of heavy rain, possibly flash and then during the day tomorrow.
Okay, let's see.
Worse conditions with gusty winds and continued heavy rain potential.
Fake beard.
Things that people need to know for the hardest impact.
So the timing for the closest here is Friday night.
Faded newsletter.
Forecast is looks like Friday night conditions in Milwaukee will be the worst in terms of strongest winds, in terms of heavy rain, and then also.
Here we go.
Should we be scared?
No, just be prepared. Continue to get the latest information, the updates, and just have that preparation and have that plan in mind, and then you'll be able to do what you need to do if the time comes.
Anything else you want to tell us? What about the other islands?
So this is where Rupert spent the last few days of his life. Matthew, that's Rupert's fake beard. The one he used to disguise himself as Pickering. If the beard is here, that must mean this is where Rupert first got attacked before he ran out of the dome. The killer was here. There's a strange powder on the beard. Let's take a sample. And that basket looks like it was rummaged through. Let's have a look. What about that newsletter, though? The headline says, "New addition to the geology department." Could it be about Pickering? We better retrieve that picture. This could be our breakthrough, Matthew. Let's keep a stiff upper lip and get through this.
And gusty winds with that as well.
Okay, last question. What is the worst we can expect? Power outages? What else?
So if rain veers a little bit closer to the islands than predicted, we can expect that there'll be strong enough winds to create some power outages, take down some trees, could even be roof damage due to those kind of winds as winds approach hurricane cruise. The other thing that we look for is more than 10 inches of rain. If rain gets really close, you can see easily up to 20 to 30 inches of rain between cars. Also fresh winds. And then the it's going to still be for the next couple of days on the southeastern shores. You can even get enough surface
There we are.
where you have water.
Let's send this powder you got from Rupert's fake beard to Amir, Matthew.
So, a number of different things for concern and to be prepared for.
Earlier you were mentioning to me that he's not going to meet because of ED. So that's good news.
Right, so we're getting
I accidentally sped that up. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. That's okay, though.
at this point, it's very likely that
Matthew, I'm doing my best. You asked me to analyze a sample. I analyze a sample. I do my job. I'm doing everything right. But nothing's right. Matthew, my world is falling apart. Amir, please, take a deep breath. Are you sure you're okay continuing to work? Maybe Martine can take over. No! If you take away my job, then I'll be of no use to anyone. I gotta push through. Okay then, Amir, you've got this. Focus on one task at a time. What did you discover from the powder Matthew found on Rupert's fake beard? Yes, okay. The powder came from sleeping pills. I checked with Martine and there weren't any traces of it in Rupert's system. Which means that the killer is the one who takes sleeping pills. But so does Jasper. He's been so excited since the news of the meteorite, he's been taking sleeping pills to fall asleep. Amir, calm down. Just because the killer takes sleeping pills and Jasper takes sleeping pills doesn't mean the killer is Jasper. And we're going to prove it by finding more clues. I agree, Matthew. We should return to the forest.
And you can see businesses right along Bayfront Highway
course, obviously, I did not mean for that to happen, but that's okay.
A lot of rain over the past 24 hours. 20 minutes from here, 23-minute drive. You'll find Honolulu, right near Honolulu, along Highway 19. Landslides have been reported. DOT crews were called to assess the situation at about midnight this morning. That landslide that you see there is right near mile number 13 off of Highway 19. So DOT crews are asking the public to
I meant to get all the stars, but hey, that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. I mean, in the long run, it doesn't even matter.
Landslides could crash into the road. Check out what's happening at Rainbow Falls. Just incredible. It is raging right now. That popular attraction, Horseback Police not allowing any access in. Let me tell you, we're out there. We had limited access to crashing down as it made its
Trooper's briefcase.
Just incredible. That is the power of Mother Nature at work. And
Metal pieces.
the channel has been talking about 10 to 15 inches possible of rain for this side of the area. Some of the rivers that have flooded parks as well as roadways in Hilo. That's the very latest from Bayfront. We'll send it back to you, Moani Navarro, reporting from Hilo.
They've been really taking the brunt with all that rain falling up to 20 inches, as you said, in some areas.
And again, as long as Hurricane Lane is a threat, Island News will cover it live for you. We're not going to go off the air until we get the all clear that everything's settled and people are okay.
I can still see Rupert's body on the path, Matthew. You're right, we need to stay focused on the clues. This leather briefcase has a plaque on it that says Pickering. Matthew, we need to unlock it. And one of those weird broken metal fragments. We've got to piece them back together. Every clue brings us closer to Rupert's killer, Matthew. Let's get to work.
Within the past hour, we have noticed that the ocean has become a bit rough and choppy out there. Now, there is still the potential for wave heights to reach up to 50 feet tonight, even higher on Friday. So, all South Shores...
Okay, so I'm going to do these clues next. I meant to do the next one in line, but hey, that's fine. 5, 3, 5, 3, 3. There we go. Oh no. 4. Okay, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3. There we go. Okay. Let's see. We have 3, 5, 5, 3, and 6. Oh no. Oh no. 3, 4, 4, 3, 6. Okay. Okay. 6, 3, 4. This time I got it right. And 8. 6, 3, 4, 6, 8. Got it. Well, Matthew, I'm not sure what this device is. What was it doing in Rupert's bag? Oh, you're right. It has the Dream Life logo and a button. Let's click it. This is a message for Dr. Pickering. That's a holographic message, and it's from the therapist. Pickering, you better come talk to me. Wow, Matthew, what was that angry message about? Let's go talk to Dr. Kelly.
Also, airports remain open here on Maui, although United Airlines and local airlines have canceled all in-and flights to Maui on Friday. So they are definitely asking...
I'm sorry, Senior Trooper Matthew. I simply don't have time to talk to you. I have a million appointments this afternoon, and I'm already behind schedule. I better reschedule my self-defense class. There's no way I'll make it in time tonight. I'm afraid this has to be your priority, Dr. Kelly. We found the message you left Mortimer Pickering yelling at him to come see you. Oh, you found that. I can explain. Pickering kept canceling our sessions. He was making me look bad. Rosetta's expecting results from those sessions. If people don't talk to me, it's my head on the line. But Pickering kept making excuses. It's got me so worked up that even my sleeping pills can't knock me out. You seem to be under a lot of stress, Dr. Kelly. Let's hope this didn't bring you to any rash action.
Kind of makes you feel like
it might be a little popular.
But it's this Hurricane Lane was really hard because it hasn't really followed the typical track. We were talking about the fact that Hurricane Hector was a very well-managed hurricane. There was a track and it followed it almost to the T. Hurricane Lane doesn't want to listen to it, but it's hanging around. We've had various forecasts. It's not bombing now. There's just tremendous amount of rain on Hawaii.
Wow, Matthew, I don't like the look of this blade. It seems dangerous. I agree, we should send it to Rita.
We keep preparing for the worst and hoping for the best.
Back on Monday, you pretty much told everybody to take it seriously.
Yes.
The reaction went.
Okay, now this is 12 hours.
You happy with the response the people took from the message sent by the doctor?
Absolutely, and I really want to
Okay, now, faded newsletter. What I meant to get to before I accidentally sped up the results of the last one. That's okay though.
And we keep hoping that it keeps spreading left and getting away from where people live, but it can be very, very dangerous.
It's been reported as many as 20 inches of rain in some areas on Hawaii Island. Have you put in that proclamation for the emergency disaster and the president went ahead and okayed it? How is all that such a conference going?
I think it was very, very important. I just really wanted to have a shout out for that county
Oh God. What? Okay, there.
Had several conversations with Administrator Brock Brown.
Newsletter photo. The new employee this newsletter's talking about really is Pickering. Look, that's Rupert, disguised as him. Look at Rupert's smile. Back then, none of us knew this undercover mission would end in tragedy. We need to figure out who the scientist is who welcomed him. Let's check the database, Matthew. Just hit the 9 in time Philip Hoover. That's Matthew, the guy shaking Pickering's hand in the newsletter is a certain Philip Hoover. Apparently he's the head of the meteorite department. So basically he was Rupert's boss. Let's go find him, Matthew. I wonder what Hoover thought of Pickering. Dr. Hoover, we have some questions concerning your deceased colleague, Mortimer Pickering. Can you allow me to finish my protein bar, Senior Trooper Matthew? I despise wasting time, which is why these are the only meals I'll indulge in. Now, what did you say you were here for? Oh, right, Pickering, a tragedy. I'll admit I expected more from this renowned expert. I had read his blog and was looking forward to meeting him. But more than once it felt like I was more of an expert than he was. It was a rather considerable waste of time. Oh, I'm sorry another human being and fellow colleague wasted your time before being brutally killed. Senior Trooper Matthew, I think we're done with Dr. Hoover for now. Matthew, I doubt this little spray with the Skull and Crossbones logo was part of the gift basket. Wait, you're right. Martine said Rupert had been sprayed in the face with whatever poison killed him. This could be what the killer used. Matthew, be careful not to breathe any of it in. We need to get this to Martine right now. This is also 12 hours. Okay. So we have two 12-hour analyses, and I'll see you guys when both of these are done.
This is the view from
Okay, we have returned. Let's get the results of the circular blade.
This is taking a look at the fire in Maui. This is
Matthew, this whole thing is so unfair. I swear I'm so mad I could break something.
some of our footage that we did that
As long as it's not my neck.
Now we do have
Were you still able to look into that blade we found at the scene of the crime? It wasn't used on Rupert, right?
And take a look at this. This is
No, it wasn't. And it's not a weapon. It's a tool. It's actually used for tillage and agriculture, although you still need a permit for it. Agriculture? But there's not a field for miles around. What was it doing outside the dome? That's because it's got another, less official use. Gangs use it to dispose of bodies. You're saying someone was about to chop Rupert up? Not just anyone. That chick Bellamy. Her DNA was all over the handle. That blade belongs to Bellamy? Matthew, what if she was trying to get rid of me?
That's right. You know that it is still turning, and it is still very close and very dangerous to our island state. As residents in Hawaii Island can tell you, it's carrying a lot of rain.
Affecting that area, but torrential rain poured in Hilo, over 20 inches of rain in that region, and you can see the park in that region. If you're in the area, you can see it's completely inundated by water. It doesn't even look like the same area. And we did see on this Apple TV, I'm not sure if I can have enough time to pull it up, but we did see certain...
Miss Bellamy, not only did you see the body, but we have proof you were trying to dispose of it. We found your blade.
So this video...
Senior Trooper Matthew, what are you talking about? I use that tool for harmless gardening. Really? You often till fields, do you? Come off it. We know that thing can be used to chop up bodies. Why would I need to do that? If I felt threatened, I'd just use my karate skills. I told you, Senior Trooper Matthew, I never even saw the body. You can't prove anything. You're not fooling us, Miss Bellamy. And if you did kill Pickering, Senior Trooper Matthew will find out soon enough.
Is joining us by phone now to say he's open for business. Mike, thanks for joining us. Mike, you there? Well, he may be open for business, but he's not on the phone.
It's a good thing you didn't sniff that can, Matthew. You would have been dead in minutes. So this is what killed Rupert. This is our murder weapon?
Thanks for joining us here.
Without a doubt. The composition matches the traces I found on Rupert's face, down to the strange use of hemlock. I've never seen anything like it before. But that information won't help you catch the killer. However, I did find something else that will. There was a very faint handprint on the can. I couldn't find any fingerprints, but I got one big clue. The killer is right-handed. The killer is right-handed? Matthew, that's another black mark on Marconi's file. He's right-handed too.
Keep ourselves full, and we have a good store, and we have a good chilled and frozen backstock. So
well, that's only the first against him.
Can't really think of anything at the moment that we're out of. So we are functioning as normal, and yeah, the store's going to be open today till 10 p.m.
This case is taking its toll on me, Matthew. Everybody keeps lying to us. Marconi, the therapist, Bellamy, even Jasper. All we know so far is that whoever killed Rupert also figured out who he really was, and...
I would say we've gotten pretty lucky so far.
Matthew, it's all over. The invested case, my life, everything. Amir, are you feeling alright? You don't understand. There's no need to continue the investigating because I know who did it. I know who the traitor is. It's Jasper. Jasper killed Rupert. Oh my God, that's a complete 180 there.
To buy a lot of chilled groceries or frozen groceries because they don't know if they're going to have.
We'll see in Chapter 3 if Amir is right.
The island light shower is there, but as the day goes on, an increase in rain.
We're back, and we'll start Chapter 3 now. Things fall apart.
See that moisture.
The last left off with Amir being drunk, saying that Jasper is the killer. This one, Amir rather.
For Oahu's North Shore. Again, all of this moisture
Bloodshot,
down to the
watery.
south where Lane is. You can see that the center of that.
Listen to me. I had to look at Jasper's computer, because what kind of boyfriend doesn't tell me his secrets, right? And I found betrayal. Jasper and Dreamlight together. What do you mean Jasper and Dreamlight together? They offered him a job. Dreamlight offered Jasper a job, and did he take it? I don't know, but he's a traitor. Plus, you already know he takes sleeping pills. But did you know he's right-handed? Did you know that? Sounds like Rupert's killer to me. Oh boy. Matthew, I'll handle this. Don't worry. Gabriel takes him away.
Lane also kicking up serve.
I hate to say it, Matthew, but it's starting to sound like Jasper's our lead suspect. We need to talk to him.
9 feet and our eastern beaches also up.
It's not,
warnings
as far as I can tell.
Many of our southern shores. Once again, this well will stay up as long as Lane is nearby the island. Winds ramping up as well, 25 to 40, even 50 miles.
Jasper, we know about Dreamlight's job offer. Did you take it? What? No. Dreamlight contacted me a couple of days ago. They said I had the perfect profile. Of course, I never intended to accept their offer, but I figured an interview might be an opportunity to snoop inside the dome. You went to the interview without telling anyone? Jasper, are you crazy? I knew I had to be careful, Matthew. That's why I've been taking karate lessons. Obviously, I turned their offer down. I never intended to accept it.
That's the concern with storm surge.
Jasper, you better be telling the truth because you're not making it easy to trust you right now. Rupert's dead and your boyfriend is spiraling as we speak. I hope you're only responsible for one of those events. Now he's running.
Big waves and that storm surge, that could all add up to trouble along our coastlines. And we want to wrap things up and show you what we've got in store.
Hold on, folks.
That's a good opportunity for you to sample.
Matthew, I don't know what to think about this, but I agree. We need more evidence. Let's go back to Rupert's office inside the dome.
Brand new to Spectrum, but you can also get it over the air. We'll be doing all of our newscasts, from our morning newscast to our midday at 11:30 with Lindsay, and our 5, 6, and 10, plus our weather updates. It's 24 hours of news from Hawaii, made in Hawaii, and it's on Hawaii TV.
That's right, Spectrum 1106. All right, well, we do have another update from one of our live storm trackers this morning. Tasia Worley is live, has the very latest from Diamond. And Tasia, how are things looking? Hey, Lindsay, we're actually at Alabama Beach Park, and we're seeing a lot of police officers roll through here, notifying people that the park is closed, but some people are still going on their daily walks. But some people even came all the way from Bay Area, California, to actually attend, correct me if I'm wrong, the Dance Ascension Race, which is the long race for women's, and you're actually a part of Kilohana paddling crew. You're wearing your jersey, you're pretty much ready, but you just found out that it is canceled, and now you're pretty much on a vacation, right? So how do you feel about all this? A bit of mixed feelings. We're really excited to come here because we had practice all season. For instance, one of my teammates flew in last weekend for the Dukes race, which was a short course, and I just did Wednesday morning. So after that, we got the official announcement that it was canceled. And I was just sitting in the car, super bummed, but we're just trying to make the most out of it and trying to enjoy what we can. Yeah. And we've actually actually been tracking the storm for a while, so you guys knew that the storm was coming, but you guys didn't change your plans. What were you hoping about this? We're hoping that the downtime like lessen and that they still come on. But unfortunately that didn't happen, so maybe it'll be another year for us. And you said you've been training since earlier this year just for this specific event. Yeah, so we decided to do this race in May, and then we added on a lot more practices over the weekend and the weekdays, training our own time as well, going on our one-mans, doing water changes, because we don't really do water changes up in the Bay Area. So we've been doing a lot more practices just for this.
Matthew, you found a phone. There's no way that can let us down. Let's unlock it.
We're able to actually compete in this race. It is canceled.
And these are Pickering's notes about meteorites and their properties, or rather, Rupert's notes.
A lot of hurricanes up, we got water.
But look at that message. You won't get away with this. It seems someone wasn't impressed with his work.
The locals are too concerned, so we're kind of just trying to feel it out.
Unless this wasn't about the paper at all, and someone just figured out Rupert was a fraud.
So definitely stay prepared for the hurricane lane. You're already prepared against her next year.
We need to figure out who wrote this, Matthew. Let's gather some of those crumbs and hope they can help.
Well, thank you so much, Karen, for joining us today. We're reporting live from Alamo Beach Park. I'm Tasia Worley.
All right, Tasia Worley out there at Alamo Beach Park today, and a reminder that ocean activities have been canceled across the state. Duke's Ocean Fest canceled this week, which is a shame because earlier this week we were supposed to see dogs and ducks surfing out in the ocean, and that did get canceled before that to happen. So definitely it's going to have to wait until next year to defend retirement.
No cats on surfboards this year. Okay, we'll wait for next year.
The storm is still approaching our island chain, and it has already been feeling effects on Hilo and on the east side of Hawaii Island. Maui now starting to feel those effects. We do want to just remind you before we go today of the evacuation centers that are available to you if you need them during this storm. And we can start with Hawaii County, where Ho'okena Elementary School is available for you on Mamalohoa Harbor. Kealakea High School is pet friendly. Waikoloa Elementary, Kamehameha Park at Hisaoka Gym, and Konawaina High School is available for you on Hawaii County. And finally, Waiakea High School is one of the evacuation centers there, and you're free to use those if you need.
You got the phone unlocked. Let's send it to Kathy, Matthew.
The majority of shelters are in Honolulu, but Maui County, there's about 6 or 7 shelters that are available for you, and those are High and elementary schools. It's on Haina Highway. Also, Maui High School is available on Lono Avenue, and Loke Lani Intermediate, pet friendly, both of those, that is on Liloa Drive. And the Haina Intermediate School is available too. 13 Cape High is on Kula Highway, that's available, and Molokai High is also a shelter, and Lanai High and elementary schools are available as well.
And on Kauai Island, the Kilauea Gym is pet friendly. Kilauea Elementary is an evacuation center, and the Church of the Pacific is available for you there as well.
So we'll go over to Hawaii right now. You can see our screen. As Maleko just mentioned, Kilauea Gym and Kilauea Elementary School, the Church of the Pacific in Crystal.
Matthew, let's put the crumbs in those notes under the microscope. Hopefully they'll tell us who wrote that message to Rupert.
Oahu is what we have next, so we'll take Oahu. Aiea High School is available as a shelter, along with Lelehoa High School, Radford High School, Waialua High and Intermediate, Bow Middle School, Barrington High School, and Kaimoki Ridge.
And on East Oahu, Kaiser High School is an evacuation shelter, Kalani High School, McKinley High School, Stevenson Middle School on Prospect Street, Campbell High School, and Kapolei High School as well. And if you need it, local elementary schools available as an emergency shelter.
Down to 8.
Also on Oahu, we do have Nakapui High and Intermediate, Paulson High School, Waiaku High School, and BYU Hawaii,
Protein bar.
Castle High, and Waimalu Elementary and Intermediate.
Matthew, those crumbs you found on Rupert's notes are from a protein bar. Oh, you're right. Hoover was eating one when we talked to him earlier. So he's the one who wrote who was angry with Rupert's research.
Which has a handy
that, or he'd realize Rupert was a fraud. Matthew, we need to talk to Hoover.
And that you're going to shelter, and that you're going to be okay.
And we did just find out today after speaking with the Red Cross that Uber is partnering up with the Red Cross. So if you need a ride to one of those shelters, Uber will be offering those.
Senior Trooper Matthew, what's taking so
Throughout the state here, and just about 15 minutes.
Have you been taking my sleeping pills and napping instead of solving this murder? Not at all. Actually, we're here to ask about the angry message you left to Pickering on his study notes. It looks like you weren't impressed by his work.
This morning, we've been on the air with you.
His work was set standards, but that's not what this was about. Pickering was a thief. A thief? How so?
At noon, we're going to take a break here.
I caught him trying to steal my access card to the meteorite lab. Only authorized personnel are allowed in there. I would have reported him, but I had to hurry to a session with Dr. Kelly. That silly woman wanted to analyze my handwriting. We're both right-handed, and she thinks it means something.
And on our Facebook and social.
Now, if you'll excuse me, some of us have a real job to do.
So then we will send things over now. If we can pull it up, we will send things over to the Dave. We do want to inform you and let you know. And that press fair is going to
I'll see you guys when the cell phone is done. See y'all then. Okay. Jones, promise me you'll stay calm. Okay, does this have anything to do with the phone Matthew found? Well, it belongs to Marconi. Marconi left his phone in Rupert's office? That slimy swine! See, I knew you'd get upset. But that's not the bad news, since we already knew he'd gone into the dome. The bad news is what I found on his phone. His browsing history shows Marconi's been researching nerve gas, and not just once. He seemed to be very interested in how they affect people, and where to purchase some. What? And we just happened to find Rupert dead from a poisonous gas? I don't believe in coincidences, Matthew, especially when it comes to Marconi. We're getting Marconi to the station, and he better talk.
I'll tell you what, you go on, get into bed, and I'll bring you a nice cup of hot chocolate. Oh, I want to, and I'll bring you some cookies, and I'll move the TV with you. You really don't have to bother. Oh, it's no bother.
Senior Trooper Matthew, I was on my way to my boxing class, so can we make this quick? Can it, Marconi? We found your phone. We know all about your interest in nerve gas. Sure, and what about it? It's for business. Sometimes you need something more efficient than common pepper spray. Oh, stop taking us for idiots. Pickering was killed with a poisonous gas. Do you expect us to believe it's a coincidence? Of course it's a coincidence. Diavolo, Jones, when are you going to trust me? Never. All these lies and schemes. I don't know how you sleep at night. I sleep fine. I take sleeping pills. You think you're so clever, but if Senior Trooper Matthew finds out you're behind this murder, you'll have hell to pay, Marconi. Matthew, I don't know what's keeping us from just arresting Marconi right now. He's lied to us about getting into the dome. He's been researching lethal gas. He's the perfect suspect. No, I know you're right. It's not like he's the only one who could have done it. Hoover caught Rupert trying to steal his access badge to the meteorite lab, after all. And then there's Jasper. If he actually is in Dreamlife's corner, he could have been the one to blow Rupert's cover. I agree. We need more evidence. Let's go back to Rupert's room. Stat.
Hurricane Lane wants a Category 5 storm, downgraded to a tropical storm at 5 p.m. tonight. It broke up quickly, but it's still crawling across the Pacific at about 3 miles per hour.
It's not moving very quick. All at one time, a Category 5.
Here's a live look at Hilo Bay tonight from the camera atop the Hilo Hawaiian Hotel. The rain falling once again out the Big Island.
But my how things have changed over the last 2 or 3 days. I'm going to meet right in Picazama as a forecast tonight, Pete.
Yeah, the winds are down. The rain's right there, as you mentioned, is really going to be what we're shifting our attention to. We've been watching it throughout the storm. It's obviously, generally speaking, the tropical system, it's one of the biggest dangers. But now, with those winds dying off, it's becoming the danger. And over the Big Island, it just continues to amaze me at some of the rain that we're getting. Lane wins at 70, but really wouldn't be surprised as we get this new update if that number comes down. Wouldn't be surprised because winds have already decreased. You can see what happens here is moving off the north and still
torn fabric.
It's actually technically stationary, which is unfortunate because that means
tomatoes,
moisture and showers
trash can.
But we saw it split in two. Earlier today, we saw the upper level kind of move that way, and the lower level actually get shifted back up the south of the west. So the train into two. Heavy rain right now as we head towards the Big Island, Maui County. Oahu, Kauai, not as much. So that's kind of the scenario heading to the Big Island. I would not be surprised if we have rainfall totals when all is said and done, well over 40 inches.
Matthew, that torn cloth smells weird. We better piece it back together. And we're in luck. Rupert's trash hasn't been empty. If the killer dumped anything in there, you'll find it in a flash.
Let's take you into it as we head down through the scattered showers continuing to come down, and there's yellows and reds and oranges indicates extremely heavy rainfall. So right in the lower area, we're going to watch these rainfall rates. Look at this, 1.25 per hour. When you think about that, when you talk about 24 hours of rain, yeah, you're talking about maybe almost 30 inches of rainfall. So just incredible.
Here we go. You got that handkerchief stitched up, but that smell. Matthew, I don't feel too good. I think you should get this handkerchief to the lab, and fast.
To an inch per hour. Continue to see very heavy rainfall. Take you to Maui County. That's where we have a flood warning in effect for
15 hours. Oh, I wonder if that's the poison gas that Jones just breathed.
We're going to track the latest conditions, let you know where that rain is heading next. That's coming up in a little bit later. Colin Robert.
All right, that's Pete. Well, at the State Emergency Operations Center inside Diamond Head today, Governor David Ige announcing all airports open, state parks will remain closed, and so
Rupert's watch. Matthew, that's Rupert's watch, the one Kathy tweaked to turn it into a communication device. He'd never have thrown it in the trash. Which means the killer must have. And you're right, the watch's glass dial is broken. We need to get this watch to Kathy, now.
Lifeguards will be back in the towers on Sunday.
And I'll see you guys when these two are done. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we've returned. Then let's get the results of the handkerchief. Matthew, this handkerchief you sent me was covered in the same substance that killed Rupert, and the lethal gas. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I sniffed it. No, Jones, don't worry. That amount won't kill you. The handkerchief wasn't bathed in gas. It's just been contaminated through air transfer. The killer clearly used that handkerchief to protect their own nose and mouth while they sprayed Rupert in the face. I found spit on it. The gas had contaminated most of the cells, but I did extract one valuable piece of information. Matthew Rupert's killer has black hair. The killer has black hair? This dark-haired manslayer better start packing for their jail cell, Matthew. We won't stop until they're caught. Kathy, did you have a look at Rupert's watch? Did you find anything? I did. That watch was clearly stomped on. The killer wanted to make sure the communication with us would be broken. And that's where they made a mistake. You see, the watch wasn't broken all the way through. Judging from the material's resistance, I've extrapolated that your killer weighs 150 pounds. The killer weighs 150 pounds? Well, Matthew will have no problem crushing them under the weight of the evidence. Matthew, whoever killed Rupert figured out who he really was, and now we're going to find out how. Let's arrest this killer and finally get some answers. It isn't Jasper. So Amir can rest easy. Damn, it's not Barb Bellamy. Wait a minute. I know it's not Jasper. It's definitely not Tony Marconi. It is Dr. Catherine Kelly. Amazing. The therapist kills someone. Dr. Kelly, we know you killed Dr. Pickering, or should I say, Rupert Winchester. When did you figure out he was part of the police? Before or after you decided to kill him? What? Who? I didn't kill anyone. Who's this Rupert? Don't take us for fools. You ripped his fake beard off. You even left traces of your sleeping pills on it. Just what are you talking about, Senior Trooper Matthew? Maybe your time under the dome has made you paranoid. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened. You mean paranoid like you? You smashed Rupert's watch to be sure we wouldn't hear you kill him. I'm telling you, I did not kill Pickering, or whoever he was. Dr. Kelly, we've got your DNA. We've got your handprint on the murder weapon. Let's stop this little game. Alright, yes, I killed him. From the second the so-called Pickering got under the dome, I knew something was off. He didn't act the way I remembered. The way you remembered? Wait, you're saying you knew Pickering before he came here? Yes, we dated back in Oxford. We didn't stay together long, but long enough for him to remember me, except he had no idea who I was. I didn't say anything at first. I thought the therapy sessions would help me understand what was going on, but he kept canceling them. And then I remember that silly game Pickering would play with one of his friends back in Oxford. They pretend to be one another to confuse teachers. And it all became clear. This was not Mortimer Pickering. This was that Winchester fellow. He was lying to everyone. So you went to his bedroom to confront him. Yes, and found him talking into his watch, talking to you. I was furious. I stomped on his watch, demanded he tell me the truth, but he kept saying he was Pickering. So you tore off his beard, but then you went one step further and sprayed him with lethal gas. He was a traitor. He was threatening everything great that is being done under this dome by reporting to the police. I had to stop him. You killed a police officer in cold blood. Do you even realize what you've done? You don't have any remorse, do you? I don't. I'd do it again if I needed to. Well, you'll get the punishment you deserve. You're under arrest for Rupert's murder. Dr. Catherine Kelly, you stand here accused of the murder of an esteemed member of the Grimsboro Police Force. What do you have to say for yourself? I did what I had to do. That is all I will say. I see. You're the second Dream Life employee standing before me. I have to say this does not reflect well on Miss Pierre and her company. As for you, for killing a police officer, this court hereby sentences you to life in prison. I'm not afraid. The true prison is in the mind, and I know how to handle that. Matthew, you did it. You got Rupert's killer. I can't believe that woman knew the real Pickering from college. How could we ever have seen this coming? And because of this, Rupert, oh gosh, is gone. Sorry, Matthew, I thought bringing the killer to justice would make me feel better, but the truth is, nothing will bring Rupert back. I think we all could use some time to ourselves. Get some rest, Matthew. I'll see you later. Taking a look at the other ones. Jasper Everett, blonde hair. Tony Marconi, 250 pounds. Philip Hoover, he was cleared from the start. Barb Bellamy cleared early. It was the therapist, Dr. Catherine Kelly. I'll see you guys. We're Under the Dome 2-6. We're back, and let's start Under the Dome 2-6. Matthew, I would like to thank you for today. Investigating Rupert's death cannot have been easy, but you pulled through, as always. Dr. Kelly was the only thing we hadn't planned for when we decided to send Rupert under the dome. How could we have guessed someone in there would have known the real Pickering? Rupert stood no chance. What is done is done. Now it's time for us to pay our respects to our friend and colleague. The funeral will be held at 4 p.m. today. Matthew, I've heard about Amir's meltdown. Losing his mentor and having his own boyfriend as a suspect must have been devastating. I thought maybe we could check up on him. Would you come with me? See what he has to say. Matthew, thank God you're here. I need your help. I can't find Rupert's favorite vinyl. What do you need it for? The funeral, Sunshine Highway, was Rupert's favorite song. We need to play it. But it's super rare. Only released once in 1973, and I can't find Rupert's copy. Matthew, we can't let them put him in the ground without that song. We can't. Amir, don't cry. Matthew's right. If Rupert loved this vinyl so much, maybe he took it with him under the dome. We'll look for it. Don't you worry. Broken vinyl. Oh, that's another clue. Still no lucky find. Matthew, that must be the vinyl Amir's looking for, but it's broken. We can't tell Amir that Rupert's favorite song had been smashed to bits. He wouldn't be able to bear it. Do you think he can fix it? We have what we need, but I agree, this safe is intriguing. What could Rupert have kept inside? Let's have a go at that lock. Okay. Okay, lock safe first. I wonder if this will be the break we need. About Dream Life. Great, Matthew. You got Rupert's safe open. Let's have a look inside. The only thing in there is some weird card, and it's got Hoover's name on it. Wait, you're right. Hoover mentioned Rupert had tried to steal his access card to the meteorite lab. This might be it. This card could be our big break, Matthew. We need to get it to Kathy straight away. Oh, only 3 hours. Okay. So I can come in after my church, check that, and see the results of that. we go. Sunshine Highway. Good. That's the song Amir wants to play at Rupert's funeral. Let's get it to Amir, Matthew. Amir, Matthew found Rupert's vinyl with his favorite song. Oh, you have no idea how much this means, Matthew. Thank you. Now we can pay Rupert a proper tribute. There's still so much to organize. Is Jasper coming to the funeral? No, I don't want to see him right now. Gabriel has helped me see that Jasper had nothing to do with Rupert's death, but I just can't forgive him for lying to me. Matthew, thank you for the vinyl. I'll see you at the funeral. Okay, I'll see you guys when the access card is done. See y'all then. Hello folks, we're back now. Let's get the results of the access card. Matthew, I got good news and bad news. Good news is the card you found in Rupert's room is indeed the access card to the meteorite lab. That's amazing. I can't believe Rupert managed to steal this from Hoover after all. I wish you could know how proud we are of him. Me too, but there's bad news. This card is used in high security locks, the kind of locks that also ask for a DNA sample to open. You mean we also need Hoover's DNA? How are we supposed to get that? I couldn't help it over here, Matthew. Getting DNA is easy. Just make him drink something and snag the glass. I'll show you. Come, Matthew, we'll get Hoover's DNA in no time.
Simple, you know, he comes up with all these ideas and crazy things and nicknames for everybody. So that's where it all started.
What are you still doing here, Senior Trooper Matthew? As if it's not enough that Pickering's dead, why is it always up to me to do everything around here? You look on edge. Maybe you should have a drink. How about some lemonade? Enough distractions. I've already had a bite of a sandwich. Now I'll never be able to focus on work. Oh, a sandwich? Actually, if you didn't finish it, can I have it? I'm starving. You want to eat my leftovers? The police need to start paying its officers more, but it's around here somewhere. Good day. Matthew, we need that sandwich. There will be Hoover's DNA on it. Let's search the office for it. I have to say, I am starving, so can we get a snack while we search?
The parks are all saturated with a lot of water. The rainfall was really tremendous this past week, but we're just going to wait until the nature takes its course and it starts to drain on its own.
4 straight days of heavy downpours hitting Hawaii County Pond, overflowing rivers, washing out wells, and leaving many wondering where the rain will end. Flooding in parts of East Hawaii County could take weeks to drain, according to county officials. IM News reporter Hawaii Galen Navarro is in Hilo, where they've gotten more than 36 inches of rain, and that isn't even the wettest spot on the island.
Diane, Paul, rain has been pretty consistent throughout the day here in Hilo, with even for thunderstorms from time to time rumbling in the distance. As you mentioned, flooding a major concern. Take a look at part of Bayfront Highway where we're at right now. This is one of the main arteries in Hilo. Part of it,
there we go. Hoover's sandwich.
3 feet of water has turned into somewhat of a river in some spots. Earlier today, we saw a gentleman that was pushing his car. He had said that he had gotten stuck in the floodwaters, was fishing, didn't realize just how dangerous conditions were, and was just trying to make his way to safety. I can tell you, our crew actually eventually did help him get to dry residents here. Flooding has forced some residents from their home. Want to show you this one family that had told us that their backyard flooding turned that into what looked like a ravaged ravine.
This must be Hoover's sandwich. Quick, Matthew, let's get a sample of his saliva. It'll give us his DNA and we'll gain access to the meteorite lab.
The force of water terrified the Todd family.
who stumbled upon Mother Nature's wrath Friday morning.
And I jumped up and walked out here, and I just saw a massive hole in the wall, and I couldn't hardly believe it was real.
This is what Benton's backyard looked like before, a tranquil oasis surrounded by precious fauna. This is what the area looks like now, a deep gulch, after a raging river completely gobbled up
There we go.
and knocked down the rock. Tom says it exposed those overflows.
Matthew, let's hope that sample of Hoover's saliva you got from his sandwich will be enough for Martine to extract his DNA.
The amount of water coming over here, you see that much earth disappear. You don't know, you're not an engineer. You don't know that this house is
6 hours, but hey, I'm feeling in a generous mood. Here we go. I'm going to speed it up right now. Matthew, that saliva you got from Hoover's sandwich was perfect. I've got a sample of his DNA all ready for you. Great. Does that mean we have everything we need to enter the meteorite lab? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. That lock asks for people to breathe into it for DNA sampling. But with Martine's help, we were able to synthesize Hoover's DNA into a spray you can use on the terminal. With this spray and Hoover's access card, we can finally see the meteorite Dreamlife has been hiding for so long. Matthew, we need to tell the chief.
Charlene Garcia Beltran from the Big Island woke up to her daughter screaming that water was entering the house.
So you're telling me you got everything you need to access the lab in which Dreamlife keeps their mysterious meteorite? Matthew, you made sure Rupert didn't die in vain. I'm incredibly proud of you. So, are we going now? We can't risk them realizing the access card is missing. Trying to enter this lab in the middle of the day will only end in catastrophe. We need to wait until the dead of night. For now, I will see you both at the funeral. And please, Matthew, make sure Jones wears a proper suit.
All she could do was wait it out.
When I left yesterday, the flooring is tile floor. The flooring came up.
Oh, Matthew, you're still here. I was about to leave for the cemetery. Amir has asked the chief to give the eulogy. I guess he didn't feel like he could go through with it. Come on, I'll drive you there.
There's the floor, the cabinets, the bathroom. The rooms are all destroyed.
Beltran says she's starting from scratch, remain concerned now providing her children with clothes and a new home. And there are more flooding concerns, even as Tropical Storm Lee moves away. Paul has that.
Rupert Winchester was our esteemed colleague. He worked for the police department for 30 years, working his way up from assistant to lab chief. His hard work and dedication helped the police force solve an immeasurable number of crimes, and for that we will always be grateful. But that's not how I'll remember Rupert. I'll remember how he'd always have a cup of tea ready for anyone who came by his lab. Or how he refused to wear shorts, even during a heat wave. He'd remind us every year about Guy Fawkes Day and teach us all about the rich British history. Rupert wouldn't have wanted people to be sad, so I'm not going to be sad. He always hummed the same song when we were working to drive me crazy, but that was part of the fun. I know he'd have wanted us to play it today. Here's Sunshine Highway.
Drifting to the west, but it does mean continued wet weather for windward areas of each of the islands.
You told me how it was for the best. All I could do was lay my head and rest.
Take a look at our forecast for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, plenty of showers for windward areas. Possible heavy rain.
Farewell, dear friend.
Sunday, but temperatures starting to warm up a bit as some of the cloud cover clears for areas. Our treatment's back on.
Go ahead, Matthew. I'll join you later. And can you take care of the donations? They're for Rupert's favorite British charity.
They had been spared the wrath of Lane, but it was another disaster that had many on edge. Island reporter Jordan Taguda spent the last few days in Maui and shows us the impact of the storm and the fire.
Amir really broke my heart at the funeral, Matthew. I hope he'll be okay. This office won't be the same without hearing him and Rupert bicker about radishes and crumpets. Dr. Pickering, the scientist Rupert was impersonating, sends his condolences and says he'll help us take down Dream Life any way he can. Good, because we may need his help very soon. Matthew, we have Hoover's access card, and we have his DNA. We can finally get into the meteorite lab. And you should go now that it's nightfall, and before Dream Life realizes the card has been stolen and changes the access codes. Matthew, be very careful in there. If Dream Life catches you, there's no telling what they'll do. So we're doing this for Rupert. Didn't think that we were going to find someone who actually knew Pickering from college.
With Tropical Storm Lane no longer a threat, the recovery process continues. Reporting from Maui, Jordan Segundo, Island News.
And this was the one time where I really thought that Rupert would be okay. And instead, there was a problem that we didn't encounter. That we didn't think that we'd encounter, I should say. So, sorry, Rupert. Sorry to see you go. August 30th, that's another Thursday. Well, not yet. Not yet, anyway, because I was almost out of film time. Three new ones. 4 new ones. Two new ones. Alright. Last sticker pack. Excuse me, 4 new ones. Let's take a look at the other ones. Ooh, I got a chapter finished.
Take advantage of big time deals on Nissan trucks and SUVs now at New City Nissan. Hawaii's #1 Nissan store.
And that'll do. And I'll see you guys on August 30th for the next case. So I'll see y'all soon on August 30th.